Well, good morning, good morning.
Hello.
You look bright and bushy-tailed.
It's because I got my shirt on. I mean, I always have a shirt on, almost always. Well, I mean, mostly. But it's
right.
this particular shirt. It's my Princess Frida shirt. I love it.
Fantastic.
So, how are you this morning?
I'm tolerable. Thank you. Yeah.
Tolerable.
Yeah. How about y'all? How's everybody doing out there?
Well, I myself am also tolerable. I'm a little happy right now because I'm thinking about Kansas.
Like Dorothy of Oz, Dorothy and Wizard of Oz, and
Well, Kansas is my birthplace.
oh, that's true.
Yeah. So, when my father was on vicarage in Springfield, Illinois, they became pregnant somehow. And then his first call was out to Clay Center, Kansas. And when my mother learned that I would be born in Kansas in proper Southern woman style, she then screamed, "Oh my God, my baby's going to be born in the wilderness." I don't know.
It might have even been that voice.
It kind of was. So anyway, but I'm not happy necessarily about the birth part. I mean, that's existentially.
Oh, I'm happy about the birth part.
Well, existentially, it's problematic. But anyway, Kansas, and their refused to take out the right.
Good morning, Solomon.
To abortion. Hey, from their
Or good evening
state
for
constitution.
you. Good afternoon for you.
Something to you. Happy day.
Yeah. So you're saying so Kansas struck down the bill to eliminate the right. Okay, so what's the controversy?
I don't know if there's a controversy yet, although I'm going to watch the news today, and I bet you $1 million that
It's a rumor I'm starting. There's controversy.
But there will be, I think. It's the same thing that happened with Prop 8 in California, for any folks that are familiar with that, where the wording of the measure was so poor that you could easily misunderstand it. And as you saw from your days on the Hill, that's a thing that can happen sometimes.
Yeah, semantics plays an important part of what's actually intended in legislation. So, you can say may or shall, and that might determine whether or not you have to adhere to something, or you may only, if you desire, adhere to something.
Yeah.
Elon is hilarious. Yeah. We're not drinking buddies yet, and since I don't drink much, if at all, that's probably never going to happen.
He's a total teetotaler. I drink his yearly amount every week, unfortunately. Let me see if I can find that.
I'll have to try to call him. Yeah. Elon!
It was one of those things, I'll have to find the wording, but it basically said something like, it was like almost like a double negative,
Yes. Well, you were reading it to me last night, and I thought, wow.
Yeah.
That is interesting.
It was like, in order to, because the measure was to remove something that was in the Constitution already. So the way you would vote then is, do you want to remove this, to remove the right to abortion? And it would be...
Or like, do you not want to remove...
Yeah. So it would be like you voted yes to something that was
Snowman.
a negative statement.
Good morning.
Hello. So it's kind of strange, but and that leads me personally to believe, since Kansas is one of our most conservative states, and almost all of the counties that voted overwhelmingly to keep abortion in their constitution there were Trump counties. I think they read it incorrectly. That's my theory. Maybe they didn't. Maybe all of these folks realized what an absolute disaster that would be, but...
But still, in reading it incorrectly, they made the right decision.
There you go.
Yeah.
I just don't think that people are quite realizing some of the numbers that they're talking about. Like in 2020 alone, Texas had over 55,000 abortions. So if you're making that illegal, you've got tremendous ripple effects.
What?
And also the states that are, of course, passing this stuff have some of the most appalling care for women and children, and also the highest mortality rates for women and children. Happy days!
Well, we can only hope that other states potentially screw it up as much as Kansas did and make the right decision.
If they did. I don't know, maybe they feel this way. And if they did,
Yeah.
that will make it very interesting for midterm elections for Republicans.
Yeah, well, and speaking of which, they passed the PACT Act last night.
Tell me about that, because I don't know enough about it.
So that's the Agent Orange burn pit. It only covers Iraq and Afghanistan veterans' exposure to toxic fumes from burn pits. And that has been around since I was a wee little jarhead. So...
Oh, wee little jar.
Yeah, so that...
A bouncing baby jar.
Yeah, bouncing. That's true. Bounced off the ground. But needless to say, the problem has existed prior to the issues in Iraq and Afghanistan. I mean, they go back to probably Vietnam, but definitely the Gulf War, the first Gulf War.